Good morning, everyone. I am Johanna Piontal. So today, um, we will going to talk about the principles and strategies of teaching and designing IEP for learners with difficulty with self-care. So it is all about the strategies of teaching and designing IEP for those learners na nahihirapan sa pangangalaga sa sarili. So when we say IEP, it is an individualized education program. So it is a plan created for students who have disability. So it is only applicable for those learners na may disability. So some of you might ask why it is important to have a program like this are I mean the IEP. It is important because self-care difficulties mean the student might have trouble taking care of themselves, which can affect their learning. So we call ASR, or active student response. So it is a method and strategies used by educator or the teachers to teach the students. So this approach are designed to help students learn and understand the materials in a way that suit their individual needs and learning style. So these educational approaches could apply to both learner na may intellectual disabilities and autism spectrum disorder, and to those learners with difficulties with self-care. So before we start to the ASR, or active student response, pag-usapan muna natin kung ano yung intellectual disabilities and autism disorder. So when we say intellectual disorder, ito yung mga learners na may 70 or below lang yung IQ, which is nahihirapan silang mag-unawa or nahihirapan silang unawain yung isang bagay. So, minsan napapabayaan nila yung pangangalaga nila sa sarili, which can lead them to emotional depression dahil nahihirapan sila. Okay, so when we say autism disorder, it is a developmental disability na kung saan nagko-cause ng significant social communications and behaviorist challenges. So autism, it is a people or a learners that often have difficulty with social interaction. So minsan nahihirapan silang makipag-communicate, and minsan ayaw nilang makipag eye to eye. So parang nahihiya sila. So by supporting learners with intellectual disabilities and autism spectrum disorder who struggle with self-care can be challenging, but using ASR, or active student response, can help the learners and bridge the gap between a learner's needs and their ability to perform with self-care tasks. First, in active students response, first we have a teacher poses a question. So dito magbibigay yung isang teacher ng question. And number 2, pupils are given taking time to formulate an answer. So bibigyan mo dito yung mga learners mo ng oras para makapag-isip sila. And number 3, all pupils respond at the same time in an active manner. This could be with the use of cardboards or dislike or like presented in the figure below. So dito mag-a-answer na yung mga learners na may disability with a good manner and using dislike or like or the cardboard. So number 4, teachers reviews pupils' answer by scanning individual pupil response which provide insight into the pupil's learning. And number 5, teachers provide feedback based on pupil response. So dito magbibigay na yung teachers ng response about dun sa about dun sa ginawa ng students mo. Magbibigay ka ng response or feedback, magbibigay ng feedback yung teacher about dun sa ginawa ng students mo. And number 6, teaching is adjust when required. So, mag-adjust ka lang kapag required. By implementing this strategy, which is the active students response, so by implementing this strategy for learners with intellectual disability and those who have difficulty with self-care, ASR or active student response can help the learner for several reasons. So number 1, maaring mag-develop yung essential skills nila, which is the skills development. And number 2, it could be enhance their cognitive engagement and learning outcomes, which can help them to maintain their abilities and interests. So may enhance dito yung cognitive skills nila. And number 3, active student response can help the learners build a sense of independence among students with intellectual disability as they become more adept and participating in class activities. So, kapag ginamit mo yung active student response, kapag ginamit mo itong strategy nito is maaring magkaroon ng communication sa teacher and the students. Maaaring mag-collaborate yung teacher and students mo. So that's all. The next reporter will be Normina Tomawis.
Good day, everyone. I am Normina M. Tomawis. So my assigned topic is the task analysis. So dito, this approach means breaking down complex or multi-step skills into smaller, easier to learn sequence substacks. Zedon and Franzon 2009 list step on the implementation of task analysis, and these are as follow. So dito sa task analysis na ito ay isang mahalagang bahagi ng pagtuturo sa mga taong may mga kapansanan sa pag-aaral, lalo na sa may mga kahirapan sa pag-aalaga sa sarili. The number 1 is the identify the target skill to be taught. So ito na yung kasanayang nais mong ituro doon sa student mo. So for instance, gusto mong ituro doon sa students is kung paano magsipilyo ng ngipin. So, ito na yung target na kasanayan na gusto mong ituro doon. And the second one is to identify the prerequisite skills of the learner and the materials needed. So, for instance, syempre, bago matutunan kung paano magsipilyo ng ngipin, is kailangan i-introduce mo muna sa kanila kung ano yung tinatawag nating toothbrush, yung toothpaste, and syempre kung paano hawakan yung toothbrush. And the number 3 is the breaking the skill into components. So the teacher segments the target skill into manageable components by completing the skill themselves and recording each step, or observing another person complete the activity and recording the steps. So, para mas maintindihan pa nila or matutunan nila kung paano mag-toothbrush ng tama is ituro mo sa kanila ng by step. So, syempre, the first step is the pick up your toothbrush. And then, open the water tap, wash and rinse the toothbrush. And then next, pick up your toothpaste, open the lid of the paste, and then squeeze out some paste on the brush head, close the lid of the paste, and then put down the toothpaste tube, brush your teeth, spit out any paste in saliva or your mouth, and then open the tap, and then rinse the toothbrush, place the toothbrush back, and then take a rinsing cup, fill it with water, rinse your mouth with water, and the last one is to spit out the water. So dito sa task analysis na ito is mahalagang tool para sa mga guro at magulang na nagnanais na matulungan yung mga anak nila or yung mga students na matuto sa mga bagong kasanayan tulad lamang ng pagsisipilyo. So, proceed naman tayo sa hand washing routine. So, dito na yung paghuhugas ng ating kamay. So, dito naman po is kailangan kapag ka nagtuturo ka ng ganito by step is dapat siguraduhin mong bago ka mag-proceed sa fifth step, sa pangatlo, sa pang-apat is kailangan naintindihan ng bata yung kumbaga yung first step, yung second step, and then assure mo na bawat step ng tinuturo mo is naiintindihan nila. Kasi kapag ka nagtuturo ka ng bata na may kapansanan talaga, is kailangan mo talaga ng mahabang pasensya. So let's proceed to hand washing routine. So the first step is to turn on water and then put hands in water, put 2 pans of soap on hands and then rub hands in water and then turn off water, and the last one is dry hands. So that's all. So sa pamamagitan ng task analysis na ito is mas madaling natututunan ng mga students na may kapansanan yung mga ganitong simpleng bagay. And also, ito ay isang mahalagang tool para sa mga teacher or sa mga magulang na nagnanais na tulungan ang mga anak nila o yung students na mas matuto ang sa mga bagong kasanayan.
Hey everyone, so today I'm going to tackle about the table 16.1 task analysis monitoring sheet which Susan gave a task by her teachers. So first, we're going to tackle about the CBI. What is CBI? Community-based instruction or CBI is a teaching approach that focuses on teaching academic and functional skills within a learner's natural environment. Instead of solely relying on classroom instruction, CBI emphasizes learning and practicing skills in real-world settings relevant to the student's life. The goal is to make learning more meaningful and applicable to the students' daily routines and community participation. This report summarizes Susan's progress in mastering the task of brushing her teeth independently. As tracked using a task analysis monitoring sheet over a 5-day period December 3rd to 7, the data reveals her increasing independence in performing each step of the process, highlighting both her achievements and areas requiring further support. The report analyzes the trends in her performance using the coding system detailed within the sheet to quantify her level of independence at each stage of the brushing. And now I'm gonna show you the task monitoring sheet of Susan given by her teacher. This is the task analysis monitoring sheet that assess Susan's progress and learning to brush her teeth independently. It is a structured way to track her skill acquisition and identify areas needing further support. The goal is for Susan to brush her teeth and put her toothbrush away completely, independently, 100% accuracy in 4 code of 5 consecutive seconds. As you can see, the plus sign which emphasizes as independent. Susan completed the step without any assistance. And for example, plus next, pick up your toothpaste means Susan independently pick up her toothpaste. Next is PP or partial physical prompting code, meaning Susan needed some physical guidance to complete the step. For example, PP code squeeze out some paste on the brush head might mean a teacher gently guided her hand to squeeze the toothpaste onto a brush. Next, the P code or physical prompting. Susan needed more significant physical assistance. Like for example, P opened the lid of the toothpaste might mean the teacher opened the lid for Susan. Next code stand for M or modeling. Susan needed to observe the teacher demonstrate the step before attempting it herself. Like for example, brush your teeth means the teacher showed Susan how to brush her teeth before Susan tried. Next code is PB or partial verbal prompting. Susan needed some verbal cues or instructions to complete the step. Like for example, PB squeeze out some paste on the brush head. Might mean the teacher said, now squeeze a little paste on the brush. Next is B or full verbal prompting. Susan needed a complete set of instructions to complete the step. For example, V, open the lid of the paste might mean the teacher gave a detailed explanation of how to open the lid. The last step is NR or stand for no response. Susan did not attempt the step. For example, NR squeeze out some paste on the brush head means Susan didn't try to squeeze the percentage at the bottom of each column represent the proportion of steps Susan completed independently on that day. The increase from 47% to 52% show improvement in her independence over the week.
So, good morning everyone. Today, I am going to discuss my assigned topic which is the core of CBI or community-based instruction. But before that, let us discuss first what is community-based instruction. So, when we say community-based instruction, it is a teaching approach wherein the main focus is to help the students learn skills that they need to function independently in their society. So, here in community-based instruction, instead of just learning inside the classroom, we are also learning in a real places like in park, community centers, and so on because this makes learning more fun and engaging for the students as it is connected and their daily lives. So it focuses on teaching skills that the students can use and their community and in their home like gardening, cooking, and helping others. And of course, learning on their own. So it also makes sure that what students learn is useful for them. Dahil connected ito sa kung ano ang nalo-learn nila sa school at kung ano yung na-experience nila in their community. So we have here the four domain of CBI. So take note that what's here in four domain is what the community-based instruction program aims to develop. So we have here the domestic domain. So dito sa domestic domain is tinuturuan dito yung mga bata on simply preparing a meal for themselves, grooming and dressing, yung pagsusuot nila ng mga damit without the guidance of their parents. And of course, include na dito yung pagsusuot ng shoes or tying their shoe laces independently, their hygiene, health, and safety. So, syempre, like how to wash hands properly, how to brush their teeth, and of course, the use of basic safety measure like yung pagtawid ng kalsada safely. And of course, assisting in taking care of others. So, ito na yung tutulong ka sa mga gawaing bahay like yung pagliligpit ng mga pinggan and setting up the table. So, the second one is the vocational domain. So, dito naman sa vocational domain, tinuturo naman dito yung tamang asal sa classroom like pagtulong sa mga teachers mo and collecting their homeworks or organizing materials. The non-paid work experiences within the community and internship like volunteering at school, library, yung community garden, and I think work immersion is belong na din dito dahil internship din yon. So, tinuturuan din tayo dyan to have an experiences. So, from non-paid work to paid work experiences or apprenticeship. So, involved na dito yung paghahanap ng part-time job to have an experiences or participating in a paid apprenticeship program to gain work experiences that you can use in the future or in your daily lives. So, Sunod naman is the recreation or leisure domain. So dito naman sa recreation and leisure domain, dito naman yung mga school and extracurricular activities like participating and sports team or after school programs like yung mga entrance, di ba? Dahil maraming students ang hindi talaga nagpa-participate sa mga ganyan because of the lack of self-confidence. So, activities to do alone like reading a book, of course, playing a video game, and of course, enjoying your hobbies alone. And activities to do with family and friends like going to the park. So, involved na rin yan dyan. And playing board games or attending social events. Dahil maraming mga tao ang hindi talaga mahilig mag-attend ng mga social events. Like yung mga kasalan, di ba? So, then, the physical fitness activities. So, ito naman yung like participating in exercise classes, going for walks, and runs, and playing sports. So, maraming tao ang hindi nagpa-participate sa mga ganito, hindi nag-exercise, di ba? So, tinuturo yan dito sa recreation or leisure domain. So, sunod naman is the community domain. So, here naman sa community domain, so, tinuturuan naman dito yung mga bata to have skills to travel like using public transportation or magbiyahe ng mag-isa like riding a bus or a train without the help of others. Dahil minsan, kahit malaki ka na, is kailangan mo pa rin ng guidance ng parents mo or kailangan ka pa rin samahan ng parents mo para mag-travel dahil hindi ka marunong or baka natatakot ka lang. And of course, community safety like learning about safety precautions such as being aware of your surroundings and avoiding dangerous situation. Like yung mga pag may nagkakagulo or nagbabarilan dyan. So, tinuturuan ka kung how to avoid that situation. And of course, to do shopping like learning how to shop for groceries, for clothing, or shopping for other necessities. So, take note that all skills contains and these 4 domains is what the community-based instruction program wants or aims to develop. So, it is recommended that CBI to be done twice a week with classroom simulation, so learners will be taught to function as independently as possible. So, para mas mapabilis yung development ng isang bata is dapat twice a week gina-implement or ginagawa itong CBI or community-based instruction. So, and of course, it is real-life simulation. So, this means mas natututo yung mga bata and learning by doing instead of just listening to the lecture. So, of course, kapag tayo na yung gumagawa is mas natututo tayo dahil magkakaroon tayo ng maraming realization. So, for instance is, instead na pabasahin mo lang yung mga bata ng books about sa pagtuturo is why not let them cook or prepare a simple meal for themselves, diba? So, at least they can experience it. So, magkakaroon sila ng insights dito. So, we have here the systematic feedback. So, ito yung pagbibigay natin ng feedback sa ating mga students. So, giving of information to learners about their performance falls into 2 broad categories. So, number 1 is praise and other forms of confirmation or positive reinforcement for correct responses. So, ito yung magbibigay ka ng positive reinforcement or feedback sa nagawa nilang tama or yung what they did best. So, of course, kapag nagawa talaga ng tama ng isang bata, yung pinapagawa mo sa kanila is kailangan magbigay ka ng positive reinforcement. So, the second one is the error correction for incorrect responses. So, ito naman yung magbibigay ka ng correction sa nagawa nilang mali. But in a nice way or in a gentle way. Yung way na hindi sila masasaktan dahil mas mamomotivate or ma-encourage mo sila to learn. So, kapag daw nagbibigay tayo ng feedback sa ating mga students, mas effective daw ito kapag ito ay specific, immediate, positive, frequent, and differential. So, kailangan iba't iba yung pagbibigay mo ng feedback. And of course, kailangan always ka magbibigay ng feedback sa kanila. And then, make it positive naman. So that, mamomotivate mo sila at hindi mo sila madi-discourage to learn. And be specific. Then, positive reinforcement could also be used every time the learners learn new skills or performs or practices a skill. So, of course, pwede mong gamitin yung positive reinforcement kapag yung learners mo is they learn in new skills. So, this is a great way to help or to motivate the learners, but make sure that the reinforcement are appropriately given to each child. So, let us proceed to the direct and frequent measurement. So, and direct and frequent measurement, teachers should regularly assess the students' progress in learning the skills that you want them to develop. So, of course, this can be done through observation. So, dapat mag-observe ka, obserbahan mo sila, yung progress nila. Then, recording. So, kung ano yung na-observe mo sa progress nila is dapat i-record mo. Kung ano na ba yung natutunan nila or na-develop na sa kanila and ano na yung, kung saan banda yung need pa ng improvement or kailangan mo pang ituro. So, let us proceed to the play-based learning. So, play-based learning is a hands-on approach where play activities were used to teach cognitive skills to learners with intellectual disabilities. So, of course, ito na yung magbibigay ka ng games or yung ipapagawa mo sa kanila is games or activities which is related dun sa topic nyo or dun sa skills na gusto mong ituro sa kanila. So, of course, kailangan yung mga games na ipagawa mo is engaging and yung mamomotivate mo sila. So, in this way, the learners feels like they are just on a game while they are actually learning. So, hindi nila mafe-feel na sa school sila dahil ang akala lang nila is nag-game sila pero in fact, natututo na pala sila. So, let us proceed to the technology application. So, of course, when integrating a community-based instruction, you also need technology application because some learners are highly motivated by using technology-based tools. So, of course, marami sa mga students ngayon ang masyado nang na-attach sa technology or mga gadgets. So, mas prepare nila ang learning through technology. So, malaking help talaga yung technology application in your teaching. So, kapag gumamit ka rin ng technology, matututo na yung mga bata in their own. Pwede mo silang iwanan dyan as long as it is appropriate sa kanilang learning dahil matututo sila on their own. So, you can also use audiobooks. So, audiobook could also be used to, so learners can listen to stories. Then the PowerPoint presentation, because on the other hand, it could have, you can have pictures combined with short sentence or keywords about the action on the photo. So, through these tools daw, you can develop the listening and writing skills of the students, and also it includes the report writing, creative writing, description writing skills. And they can also recall an important event. So, kapag nakikita nila or naririnig nila yung isang bagay, or kahit tayo man yun, is mas natututunan natin ito. So, mas mariritin sa utak natin. So, we likely remember everything that we hear or see. So, they can also learn the use of adjectives and verb, diba? because of integrating that or combining that sentence to the picture that you have shown to them and yung mga naririnig nila na mga stories. So that's all. Thank you.